LMFAO, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Part of this, talk about starting a movement. Now, everybody, you had the EDM movement, and now I feel like it's starting to kind of fall off a little bit, but you guys were the beginning of that whole thing. I mean, the party anthem, getting people going in clubs, seeing pop music go into clubs. When you saw that what you guys had began to explode, what were your thoughts?
You know, really, it's like manifestation really works. And it's something that's so amazing, because if you really believe something in your heart and your soul, and me and Fu, we looked at each other when we started and we said, we're going to be #1 around the world, and we're going to sell at the Staples Center. And we were #1 around the world twice, and we sold out the Staples Center. And so for me, it's like, wow, man, you know, and I started LMFAO, I was just turned 20, and so for me, it's like, wow, you can really achieve anything you want if you really believe it in your soul, if you really believe that. And so that was one of the most amazing lessons that I learned from this whole thing. It's like, don't let anybody fool you, because everybody has their ideas of what's possible. It only depends on you, you know what I mean?
So let me ask you, you have all this success, you've become a worldwide name. Why end it? Like, I would have kept that gravy train going for the next 30 years. I would have been like LMFAO with canes on stage and wheelchairs. Why decide to say goodbye and kind of pursue your solo careers?
I mean, that's a complicated answer, but I feel like, you know, man, dealing with this music business, which I like to call business music because the business comes first.
That's right.
You cannot truly express yourself as a creative person all the way. You know, that's why I'm so thankful that I got off of Interscope. I was fighting for 2 years just to get off of the record label. But it's, you know, for me, I'm creative. You know, I'm very creative, and art comes from the heart from the start. That's something I always say. And it started to become about demographics, and it started to become about this, and it wasn't about what it, you know, back to the basics, the real reason. Not to say that me and Fu wouldn't do another LMFAO or something like that, because we have that magic between us. But
are there ever discussions about that? Are there ever discussions like, hey, it's been X number of years, let's light up the Grammys and get back together?
I feel like everybody else is discussing it. You know, me and Fu don't even really talk. So
you guys just talk about the Lakers or something.
Nah, I mean, we don't talk.
Oh, there's no relationship whatsoever?
Not really, no. But all love to him. You know, I hope that he's successful in what he does. But for me as an artist, I'm an artist, you know. People look at me in LMFAO and they see one thing. But I was a young man, you know, I dropped out of high school, lived in my car and all these things. I worked construction and quit that job just to go to Miami with Fu. And so for me, it was like, man, I had to really understand what this lifestyle was. And it's definitely a big part of me, you know, the LMFAO, that's, you know, it's a part of who I am. But there's a lot more to the story.